Hello and welcome to our podcast club. And I'm really happy to see you today. Thank you so much for coming. And how are you today?
Thank you so much for having me. I'm quite excited to be here. And yeah, I'm good. What about you? How's everything going?
Yeah, I'm also excited to have you today, and I'm pretty good because I'm excited to record this podcast with you. And I was wondering, today is such a sunny weather, but what about the weather in your country? Do you have any cultural differences between the weather, like how you feel, especially during the winter time or during the autumn time? Was it like shocking for you? Because I know that the differences between Hungary and your country quite different. And also tell us maybe a bit more about where are you from.
So this is a quite a bit of hard question because I moved around and I lived in multiple countries. So I'm originally from Yemen, so it's a mountain-based country. So yeah, we have desert, we have mountains, we have the sea. But where I'm from is Sana'a, the capital, so it's kind of cold during the winter. It's like dry cold. There's no snow. It's just windy, and in the summer, it's just the maximum degree that will get is like 32 degrees, and it's like quite nice. It's rainy, but not as severe. And I've also been in Jordan, which is basically a desert, so it is hot there. Like I won't lie, that it would reach like 45 degrees some in the summer. It's boiling, and it's dry, hot. It's like the desert. But during the winter, sometimes it snows there, because the desert still gets cold. And in Malaysia, I've been there for 6 years now. Yeah, and it's a tropical place. So we have extreme, we call it monsoon season. So it's basically all just thunderstorm, rains to the point if I'm driving, I cannot see what's in front of me. It's quite dangerous. Yeah, but I enjoy here the weather. For other people, they think it's quite hot during the summer here. I enjoy it because it's not as hot, like not as the heat I kind of experience. So I'm just trolling around. But the winter is not as severe. If you like warm up, put a couple of layers on, you're good. Because like in my country, it's dry. It's not as humid as here. It's dry cold, so it reaches your bone. But that's nice. I enjoy the snow though. But
Thank
yeah.
you so much for that explanation because I think for in your experience you have lived in so many different like tropical and like in different countries. It's amazing. It's amazing. And so about your bachelor, was it in the same major as you're studying right now, or you changed your major? And how do you feel about studying, for example, in comparison in Malaysia and studying here? Have you noticed any differences that you're like, oh wow, it's like shocking, or here is better than in Malaysia, or vice versa?
For me, I my bachelor was in business management with multimedia, and I'm doing a master's in communication, so different fields. That's why I had to take a pre-master's course to get the extra credit for certain subjects that are not in my field. But I took communication because I wanted to better build up my skills for communication and media, because I love creative videos and like, yeah, I know I don't post much on social media, but I enjoy other people. Like I admire other people's products or like their content, even films. Like I really do enjoy films and cartoons. I think you witnessed how much cartoons I watch. So yeah, especially when it comes to animation. But yeah, comparing to Malaysia and here, I did my bachelor in Malaysia, so the system, especially my university in Malaysia, was one of the toughest universities. It was ranked in one of the top 400 around the world. And babes, the amount there's a certain rule in our university, which is they purposely put you under a lot of pressure, because they're preparing you for the corporate world. So when you go out and head out to the corporate world, and you're surrounded by like stressful situations where you feel like you're under pressure, you will easily cope with it because you've already been through it. And yeah, comparing to here and there, they're quite lenient when it comes to certain things here, like picking your slots. Regarding finals, you have more than one choice, like one chance to to do an exam. For us, we only had two, which is the final, and we have the supplementary, where here you call it the retake. And for us, the retake supplementary is 10 times harder than the final. And even though if you ace it, you got a full mark on your paper, on your transcript, you won't get the A. You will only get the pass because it's your second chance. If you fail on your final, or if you basically if you made a mistake there, that's why everybody tries to get the grade in the final, collect all the coursework, extra credits, and stuff like that.
It was kind of hard experience, but even though a lot of memories still appear, yeah, it was worth it for sure.
We had a month that we call it the month from hell, which is basically make it or break it time. Because like as soon as you enroll in the university, the semester starts, you have your course run, right? Yeah. So as soon as the semester starts, the lectures will give you the deadlines already, and it doesn't change. Your grandfather died, you've been hospitalized, you were in an accident. Deadline is a deadline. They don't give you extra time or a different date. No, you have to submit it. You had the whole semester to do it, so you have to figure it out. And that month is because we have midterms, deadlines, and then finals within the span of a month, and we only have a study break, which is a week between the deadlines and the final. So you have to submit everything there. So imagine all the students, you'll see them in different faculties just going through it.
Why you decided to move to Hungary? So was there like any other of your friends or maybe relatives that were studying before, or it was just okay, I want to go to European side because you were studying in Asia? So what was the main reason?
Me, because as you said, I've already experienced Asia, and I experienced the Middle East, so I wanted to experience Europe. I wasn't quite sure where in Europe I wanted to go, so I was asking a couple of my friends and relatives, and I have one of my high school best friends that she lives here. She's been here for 10 years now, and she recommended it, and one of my relatives actually also recommended me too, because he was a student here, and that's why I applied. I was like, might as well listen to them, since like they've already been through the experience and they know the ins and outs, so might as well.
Since you're living in Hungary, in Budapest, can you give some advices or maybe some tips about how to find a perfect accommodation here? So maybe about like housing, how you found your house, and how hard or how easy it was in your case.
So, in my case, I was late because of the visa issues. So I missed. They had to give out my accommodation in the dormitory, so I had to find a different dormitory. All I would suggest is do your research, because I found a dormitory which is in Samela West Deans, which is quite good, and it's built for students, and it's quite expensive, but it's good. It's really good. And regarding if you want to find an accommodation, especially if it's like a housing, like renting an apartment or anything, it takes time, and you have to have. My advice is you have to have your money in your pocket already, especially here. I've noticed it's like a competition. Everybody goes for the viewing, and it's really hard just to get a slot in the viewing. And if you go there, you don't have time to like, oh, let me think about it. I'll take a week to think about it. No, another person would sign the contract before you. Yeah, so that's why when I said you have to have your money in your pocket, especially when it comes to the deposit, because you have to pay the down payment. So if you like the place and you want it, you tell the real estate agent, and they'll ask you, when do you want to pay the deposit? So you have to have it with you. If you tell them, oh, I'm waiting for my parents to send the money or something by like next week or whatever, they won't wait. If somebody comes and they have the money already, they'll go with the first come first serve kind of rule. So I would recommend, be prepared, do your research, and it takes time. Like for me, it took me 3 months just to find my accommodation. It takes time just to get a reply. It takes time. So yeah.
Oh my gosh, 3 months. Oh,
It's a standard process.
so where did you search for that accommodations? Maybe there is some, I don't know, websites or maybe applications that you use, so maybe you can have like some examples of where it's possible to find some housing?
I remember there was an app. They post housing, yeah, and the issue is with that app is you'll find ads for apartments that are already vacant. Like I mean, sorry, they're already taken, but the ad is still there. So when you message or email or call the real estate agent, they'll tell you, oh, it's already taken. I had a lot of issue with that because like as if it's already taken, why is the ad still up? Just take it down. But my recommendation is you can go through Facebook, and you can also ask a couple of your friends from uni, because especially if they're on their last year, they're already leaving, they can give you their apartment so you can view it, or like transfer of lease. So that's nice. And basically it's Facebook I would recommend. And through Facebook you can also find third party businesses, which is basically real estate companies that or investment companies that actually take care of housing, especially apartments and so on. And it's considered like a third party, so you don't have direct contact with the owner, but they have a lot of listings. You can go through with them, you can give them your budget and stuff, and you can go through them, you can view. And which is also nice because if there's issues with the apartment, you can talk to them. They have like customer service through WhatsApp or stuff like that. But yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for your advices, and thank you so much for coming for the podcast today. And I'm really glad to have this conversation with you. And if you have any questions, so do not hesitate to ask them in the comments. And yeah, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm glad to help and give advice to future people I've met too, but stay strong.
Yeah, thank you. Bye bye.